Well, hey guys, I'm here at Walmart. It's back to school season. Let's check out what is new in the realm of skincare. Update for those of you who missed the review. I actually tried this and it wasn't too bad, just a little sticky. It bills itself as an overnight recovery body mask. It is a leave-on retinol with alpha hydroxy acids. This is actually a good option if you are looking to improve the look of dark elbows and knees. It wasn't too bad, although I'm convinced it is mosquito bait because anytime I use that product, I end up getting a mosquito bite, so be warned. This is new from the Tree Hut, a moisturizing bath soak. I have to say, y'all know I caution against the use of fragrance, especially in leave-on products. It can be irritating to the skin, but honestly, everything I have tried from Tree Hut so far, I have not been mad at. I have not gotten into the sugar scrubs because scrubs just disrupt the skin barrier. Yes, they're gonna leave your skin feeling soft and smooth, but because they're so disruptive, you can end up losing more water out of the skin, worsening dryness and irritation. So I don't use them, but what is this? A moisturizing bath soak. This has shea butter, which is very moisturizing, avocado oil. These are fun to relax. Instead, I suggest good old boring colloidal oatmeal. But I am currently using one of their body washes in this foaming gel wash. It does obviously have fragrance, as do all of their products, but it's not bad. Like, it's not stripping, it's not drying, it's actually very nice. So if you like a scented body wash, consider trying one of these foaming gel washes. Now, I have not tried this Brighten and Tone one. What does it have? Lactic acid. That's going to be helpful actually for improving skin texture, roughness. If you have, again, dark elbows and knees, lactic acid can help. And in a wash, you may be wondering, well, isn't it just going to rinse off? Through a process known as coacervation, they actually can deposit active ingredients on the skin surface while simultaneously cleansing and removing dirt, oil, and built up sebum. Now, what you need to be careful with this and any body wash that you use, don't use too much. Nice thing about these, in my experience though, is that they don't dump out a ton of the product. You can nicely squeeze out a small amount. It generates a nice foaming lather so that you can easily distribute it to a wide surface area without having to need to use too much. One thing you've got to be careful with body washes is that a lot of people don't end up rinsing them off in total. I know that sounds like really, but yes, it can get trapped in like the little crevices and cracks, and that cleanser residue left on the skin can end up irritating your skin. But I would be interested in trying this Brighten and Tone one because, like I said, so far everything I've tried from them has been chef's kiss, including, I saw they have it over here. This product is amazing. This moisturizing shave oil, like, I wish they made this in a fragrance-free version just because it is so good. Let me know if you guys have tried it. I just, a couple of weeks ago, finished an entire bottle, and I'm currently using a Dollar Tree shave lotion that's a dupe for this, and the Dollar Tree one is chef's kiss. As a side note, check out my last Dollar Tree try-on video. But yeah, this is amazing because it doesn't clog up your razor. It's very moisturizing. The scent is not overpowering. Like, it's more of a pleasant experience to use, but once you rinse it off, it doesn't leave a scent behind. I'm using the watermelon one, and it is a pleasure to use. Has it gotten so hot in Texas that Dr. Dray boiled, and this is some sort of AI-generated doppelganger walking around recommending Tree Hut products? Wilder things have happened. Now, back to the story of dark elbows and knees, dark ankles, all that, a lot of it has to do with friction. So, do not go chasing scrubs to correct that because you're just generating more friction. You're not sanding away the discoloration. The discoloration on dark elbows and knees, for the most part, is related to all of the friction and rubbing that those areas endure. And it's not actually, in many cases, it's not actually melanin pigment, and it's definitely not dirt or grime that you're going to buff away. So the key there is to use hydroxy acids or urea or polyhydroxy acids. Check out my recent video from a few days ago or yesterday, depending on the timeline, all about the best skincare products to lighten dark elbows and knees, but scrubs are not where it's at. Likewise, do not pursue a scrub for dry, chapped lips. All you're going to do is drive the chapping process further. Yes, temporarily it's going to feel softer, it's going to feel smoother, but it's not a reasonable long-term solution. Instead, I suggest using a little bit of oil, whether it be mineral oil or even good old-fashioned Vaseline. It'll slip in between the shedding cells and allow them to efficiently exfoliate. Oh, speaking of the devil, here it is, Aveeno's Colloidal Oat Bath. This is great if you have eczema. This is an underrated product in general, colloidal oatmeal. The main issue with it is that it makes a mess in the tub, but you can actually do your own colloidal oatmeal soaks on other body sites. Just reconstitute this in some water outside of your tub and get a clean washcloth, soak it in there and do like a compress, because colloidal oatmeal is a great ingredient. It's hydrating, has a ton of antioxidants, avenanthramides, lipids that are moisturizing. It's actually cleansing without being irritating. I mean, it has numerous benefits. Soothing for poison ivy, as it's advertised, or poison oak. Also prickly heat, which is still thriving and a jiving here this time of year with all the heat. Prickly heat is another name for heat rash or miliaria. And the last thing you want to do with heat rash is like use irritating products. This is a great option to soothe heat rash, hives, sunburn, all of those things. But you don't have to have an active skin issue to really tap into the benefits of colloidal oats in the simple product. You'll find colloidal oatmeal in numerous products though, so you don't necessarily have to go through the hassle of that if it's too much. You know, you don't have time for that. I get it. Dr. Teal also has a melatonin sleep blend body wash. Now, melatonin is an antioxidant, and there's actually some evidence that it's beneficial for the skin when applying it topically. Check out my video all about melatonin, but this bad boy has methyl isothiazolinone. I wonder if there's sleep lotion. This would be a better way to tap into melatonin. What else does this have? Obviously fragrance. Probably, you know, smells like lavender, I'm willing to guess by the packaging. Yeah, lavender oil. Glycerin, which is hydrating. Shea butter and reduced water loss. I will say when it comes to a scented melatonin body lotion, Gold Bond, man. I have not seen that product in a while, but that was my first foray into Gold Bond. They have a melatonin moisturizer. It does have lavender oil in it. It does have that scent, but it is good. This is the first retailer where I've actually seen the foaming oil cleanser from CeraVe. Do they have that new gel moisturizer, the ultralight moisturizer? They don't. I have not seen this anywhere. I bought it on Amazon, but yeah, check out my review on the new CeraVe products if you are intrigued by that. So far I've been liking that one. So I purchased some bubble skincare products that I've been trying out recently behind the scenes, including this face oil. Remember we were talking about a moment ago using a little bit of face oil on the lips for softening chapped lips and helping to exfoliate without agitating the skin barrier. So I've been using that off and on, trying it out. So far so good. It has safflower seed oil, but it's kind of pricey for what it is. Now, I purchased a product that is not here from Bubble. It is an overnight mask, but the funny thing about it, that they are just marketing it wrong, if I do say so myself. It is a lightweight moisturizer. So when I hear overnight mask, I usually tend to think like super thick night creams, and the product itself is a very lightweight moisturizer, but it has ingredients for lightening hyperpigmentation. It has kojic acid and niacinamide. Kojic acid chelates copper, which is necessary for the enzyme tyrosinase, so that's how that ingredient helps with dark spots. And then niacinamide inhibits the transfer of pigment packets to neighboring skin cells. So there are two mechanisms there for tackling hyperpigmentation. So far, it has not caused irritation for me, although I've only applied it to my skin a total of 4 times. Just be aware of the fact that kojic acid for some people can be irritating. When it comes to lightening dark spots, irritation is your nemesis because it will lead to more hyperpigmentation. So do a test spot with something like that to make sure you tolerate it before you go, you know, putting it all over your face, especially if you have sensitive skin or again, you're trying to fade dark spots. But so far so good with that. Now I tried their tinted sunscreen. I did a short on it a while ago, and that one wasn't bad, but it was not like at the level of a lot of other tinted sunscreens. But coming back to hyperpigmentation, the nice thing about that product is that it is tinted, it has iron oxides. It's a sunscreen, so it's going to protect against UV, which leads to DNA damage and upregulates pigment production, which you don't want when you're trying to fade dark spots. And the iron oxides also protect against visible light, which comes from the sun and basically leads to more early onset and more stubborn hyperpigmentation in people with deeper skin tones. So, but all that to say, like the bubble tinted sunscreen, there are a lot of other tinted sunscreens on the market that I think look a lot better. They're not as shiny. Speaking of dark spots, as you guys know, Hydroquinone is no longer over the counter. You can't buy it over the counter anymore. It's no longer available. Differin used to have a hydroquinone product, the dark spot correcting serum, but once hydroquinone, somebody squeezed this, like, were they thinking this was a stress reliever? So they reformulated this, and now it's basically a niacinamide serum, 4%, which is a reasonable percentage strength for hyperpigmentation. In addition to that, it has sea buckthorn and sunflower seed oil. Those are emollients that soften and smooth the skin surface. And then it has sodium ascorbyl phosphate. That's a stable form of vitamin C. It's an antioxidant, so it may help, in theory, in lessening free radical damage that upregulates pigment production further. So it may be beneficial in that regard. They reformulated this to be, you know, up to snuff. Unfortunately, it has fragrance, which if you're trying to fade hyperpigmentation, I do warn against fragrance because it is commonly irritating, and again, anything that's irritating can worsen the hyperpigmentation. That being said, back when you could buy hydroquinone over the counter, the majority of hydroquinone formulas, I would say like 95%, just on rough guess, had fragrance because the hydroquinone smelled foul. So this originally had fragrance with the hydroquinone in it, and then when they reformulated it, they kept the fragrance in there. Y'all know I love Snail mucin. It's very hydrating, it's very moisturizing, but I see a lot of like marketing or claims that it's going to help with acne scars. It will not. I mean, it will not remove true scars, and it's not even an ingredient that is helpful for hyperpigmentation. It may help with redness just by moisturizing the skin, but all that to say, my favorite Snail mucin product is the Cosr X one, but I really need to try this Peach Slices Snail Rescue. I've been saying this for a while. It has definitely gone up in price. Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure it used to be a lot less expensive. But I've been saying I need to try this because in addition to the snail secretion filtrate, which is hydrating, has compounds in it that may help with healing, it also has Centella asiatica extract, a botanic ingredient that may help with healing and recovery. That's what I need to try. I don't know that I would go out of my way to try the cleanser per se with the snail in it, but I've been happy with everything Peach Slices I have ever tried before. What's the intensive wash off jelly mask? This has licorice root extract in it, which is actually good for dark spots and redness. Targets blemishes and dullness for calm, clear, and bright skin. Skin brightening. Doesn't correct pigment, but instead it brings out your natural radiance, which sounds like a bunch of marketing mumbo jumbo, but I always think of skin brightening as like the opposite of skin dullness. Just brings out like a radiant glow. You guys, these on a bug bite, so good. Just the plain hydrocolloid, not the micro point one, but the plain hydrocolloid. You don't have to use the mighty patch though for that. You could use a hydrocolloid bandage, but what it does is it absorbs the inflammatory stuff and helps flatten the bite, but it takes the itch away right away. Keeps you from scratching, serves as a barrier. Scratching is going to make the itch more stubborn and more persistent, and also puts you at risk for skin infections. You introduce little bacteria into the bug bite. Yeah, scratching is a behavior that just does not serve us at all. Like it's maladaptive. But it's so hard not to scratch when you have an itch. So I highly recommend slapping a hydrocolloid bandage. It's like almost immediate relief. What in the flip mode squad is this, y'all? Zento's antimicrobial gel pad for ball of foot pain. Interessante. Silver ion technology. What is the goal here? To prevent what exactly? Oh, I see. Deodorizing. Cut down on the bacteria that break down your sweat and lead to foot odor. I just recommend benzoyl peroxide wash. instead of this weird foot pad. Why just that one patch? Like, there's gonna be bacteria all over the foot surface. And this is kind of weird, this toe cap. Treating just like 1 or 2 toes is somehow gonna make your foot magically smell better. Speaking of bug bite, this itch relief ointment is really good. It's 1% hydrocortisone, which in my opinion, hydrocortisone over the counter, it's best for bug bites. Like, there aren't a whole lot of other things that it's particularly useful for, but the reason I like this is it's in an ointment base, which tends to provide a little bit better penetration of the hydrocortisone. It's more occlusive, so it's better at reducing water loss. It's a lot more of a soothing formula for a bite. So I highly recommend that. Actually, if you do have bug bites, it can be used 2 to 3 times a day for 2 weeks to cut down on the itch. And it also will help reduce the chances that the bug bite heals with hyperpigmentation, especially, of course, if used in conjunction with sun protection, because this can help with suppressing pigment production. Now, don't go putting it all over your face or anything like that, because it can have adverse effects on the face. It can lead to persistent redness, acne, all sorts of skin problems if you use it on the face. But like on the lower legs for a bug bite, it's a great option. God, how cute are these little makeup brush covers? I love that. Vanity Cream's Daily Facial Moisturizer. This is an underrated facial moisturizer. Like, if you have oily skin, I mean, even if you have dry skin, I think you might like it, but for oily skin, it's a pretty light, comfortable formula. It has hyaluronic acid, which is hydrating, and it has ceramide, so, which are good for the moisture barrier. This is a great option if you're using a retinoid too. It's pretty no nonsense, supports the skin needs to reduce dryness and irritation. I don't know how much it is because it's on this bizarre shelf over here of miscellany. Like, I don't know what's going on. My Walmart recently like rearranged stuff, so maybe this is the we can't decide where to put these aisle, like these random protein bars here. Sulfur 8 light formula. This is a sulfur product for, I wonder how this goes into the scalp, like if it's an ointment or what. Sulfur can be helpful for seborrheic dermatitis, aka dandruff. It's anti-inflammatory. It helps cut down on that yeast malassezia, and it's also got mild keratolytic properties, so it can soften and exfoliate scalp buildup. I don't know how this product performs though, like in a petrol. Maybe if you have, you know who, like hair types that benefit from using like oilier products, oils and things, I think you would enjoy this because it has petrolatum. There's no way this would work in my scalp whatsoever. It would like leave my hair really, really greasy. Speaking of tinted, we were talking about tinted sunscreens earlier. This one from Neutrogena is a 2023 skincare favorite. It comes in 4 shades and it blends into the skin nicely. I love that it's water resistant. It looks really good. It's kind of on the pricey side though, but I think it looks better than that bubble one. Look, this is Acne Clarifying Cleanser from Peach Slices. Did they just repack it? Yeah, they updated the packaging, it looks like. This is really good as a side note. If you have acne or if you have seborrheic dermatitis, this is a good cleanser to use. Seborrheic dermatitis on the face, salicylic acid, it can help exfoliate and calm down the inflammation that leads to those flaky, greasy patches around the nose and the forehead. Whoa, this is new from Neutrogena. Daily Facial Moisturizer with multivitamin complex, fragrance-free. I need to give this a try. Looks pretty good. Niacinamide, helpful for redness and hyperpigmentation. And Aveeno has a new serum, the Calm and Restore Age Renewal Serum. How is this different from the Triple Oat Serum, which I like? Oh, it has niacinamide. That's the main difference, which will help with redness and dark spots. Speaking of dark spots, Skin Proud has a detox tonic, an exfoliating tonic with lactic and glycolic acid, 5% in total between the two. You can't really tell much about the performance of an alpha hydroxy acid solely based on the percentage because it boils down to the formula overall as to how the alpha hydroxy acid is going to perform. Niacinamide, again, good for redness, hyperpigmentation, the skin barrier. Urea is great for softening and hydrating and exfoliating. Does this have fragrance? Yeah, it does. These Skin Proud products do all have fragrance, but 13 bucks. They have a cleansing balm, 2.46 ounces for $13.74. I'm not so bothered by fragrance in like cleansing balms because you're gonna rinse it off, but some of them are too heavily scented and it's kind of headache inducing and kills the experience. Coconut oil, that's good for eczema. Some people with acne find it aggravates their acne though. Whoa, oh, I thought this was a spray. Acne Free has some really good products. As a side note, 2.5% benzoyl peroxide cleanser. I'd like to try this. It also has glycolic acid in it, which can help exfoliate the surface of the skin. Now, frequently acne cleansers will have 2% or lower salicylic acid, which is an acne fighting ingredient. But if you want to know how salicylic acid compares to glycolic acid, check out my video comparing the two. I explain in that video how they differ in terms of what they do for the skin. Bird candy. Is it just me? Didn't this used to be like back in the 90s a fancy brand of nail polish? I feel like it was an expensive nail polish brand that I always wanted to try, but it was too expensive. It came with like a little plastic ring around it that you could wear. Comment below if you remember that. Luminous blush and a gel bronzer. This doesn't appear to have fragrance in it. I wonder how these do. Gosh, I just put 2 and 2 together though about this brand. I got a PR package from them with these Glosstopia glosses, and I've actually been using them. I completely forgot. The lip glosses do have fragrance. If you like lip gloss, they are pretty nice and glossy. They don't last particularly long though. They have, oh, it looks like they have some, what are these, lip creams? Yeah. The gloss stays on okay, but it's not like super long lasting. It doesn't end up drying out my lips though, in my experience using them. They come in a few different shades. Oh my gosh, you guys, what in the Jurassic Park eyeshadow? Okay, we need to explore this together. I'm pretty much done through the skincare, but oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, how cute. Well, I mean, not cute, but like, although, what is with that weird thing back there? That's odd. And Barbasol? I'm confused. Why is there Barbasol randomly in the Jurassic Park? What am I missing here? Someone please explain. Why is there like a random shave cream in this imagery, in this weird worm thing? Is the Velociraptor gonna shave? I'm confused. These are kind of interesting colors. This is all about the packaging. Let's not play like it's something extra. I need an explanation though for that random, oh whoa, as I get sidetracked. Dilophosaurus SPF spray. Why have you guys not told me this exists? Why? I'm let down. It does have fragrance. It does not appear to be broad spectrum, so I would not rely on this as your sunscreen. But I'm kind of tempted to buy it just because I do like Jurassic Park. Well, the original Jurassic Park movie and the book. Have you got, comment below if you've read Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. It is a good read, or at least it was back years ago when I read it. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope you enjoyed it. On the end slate is going to be my last shop with me video. Where did I go last time? I can't remember. I'm sure we had a good time though. It's gonna be on the end slate. Watch it next so you can see what other great skincare there is out there in the wild. But if you like this one, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.